Our next guest leads the Department of Justice's Antitrust Division under President Biden. He's overseen landmark cases against big tech and helped reinforce competition laws. But the future of antitrust law at this point in the U.S. is now uncertain as the next Trump administration takes shape. Joining us right now is Jonathan Kanter, Assistant Attorney General for the Antitrust Division at the Department of Justice. Good morning to you, sir. Lots to discuss. I'd love to talk about your tenure. But what I'd really love to talk about, at least to start with, is just how you see what you've done over the last 4 years and how that may shift over the next 4 years, given both the change in administration, but really, I think, an even broader potentially shift in mindset around what antitrust policy is supposed to look like in this country.
Great to be with you. First of all, when I started my position, I said that my goal was to make sure that we had the maximum impact while we had the opportunity. And so I think the way to build a lasting legacy and lasting impact is to demonstrate that we can be effective and we can meet the needs of the public while we have the opportunity to do so. I'm really proud of that. We brought the biggest cases and we won the biggest cases and probably had the most effective and widespread antitrust enforcement era since FDR. And I think that will be a lasting legacy. All of that comes against the backdrop of, I think, a very different conversation about the role of competition policy and antitrust enforcement in our country. If you think where we are today relative to 30 years ago, it's night and day. I think there's a deep desire among the public to see a more competitive economy that provides opportunity for more people, whether it's the farmer looking to operate their small business in rural America, the startup trying to compete against a large tech company, or someone looking to disrupt a healthcare system that desperately needs disruption. Right. Creating those kinds of opportunities are what we are have been focused on doing, and I think we've been very successful.
Jonathan, all that may be true, but at the same time, there's a question mark about whether you think that this election was a rebuke of the more aggressive approach to antitrust and regulation that this last administration took. No?
No, I don't believe that's to be the case. I mean, I'll leave politics to others, but I think if you ask Americans whether they think enforcing the antitrust laws and reducing the power of large companies is helpful to our democratic society, I think the answer to that is unequivocally yes. And I'm also pleased that antitrust is one of the very few areas that transcends partisanship and politics. I've been honored to have the support of people across the entire political continuum, and I think that has been very important to the public's acceptance of our agenda and our work.
Jonathan, you've brought a whole number of cases that obviously are going to be ongoing, meaning that they are not completed, they are not finished. Many of them will be appealed under this next administration, that to the extent that they have already been adjudicated once, others that where there are investigations taking place or cases that are ongoing. How many of those cases are you concerned are going to ultimately end in this next administration?
Yeah, listen, those decisions will be made by others, but I think we've been very selective in curating our cases. We've brought very strong cases that are deeply rooted in facts and law. They're deeply popular because they resonate with the public. And I'm a firm believer that strong cases that have support will likely continue because they're important. But ultimately, those decisions have to be made by someone else. I will point out, though, some of these questions came when I arrived. In fact, some of our biggest cases and our biggest victories were matters that were either initially investigated or brought in the prior administration. And so I think there's a strong, rich tradition of antitrust cases carrying on from one administration to the other.
Jonathan, let me actually ask you about one of those cases, which is the case against Google. And I want to show you some video from an interview that I did with Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Alphabet, just last week at the DealBook Summit, where we talked about that case, which, as you just referenced, was actually originally brought by the Trump administration. Let's show it to you.
We are at the cutting edge of innovation. We provide these services. We open source and publish most of this innovation. The entire AI the transformer architecture, etc. A lot of our products are open source. So, we'll vigorously defend. I can't comment on ongoing litigation, but I have deep faith in our judicial system.
Is that a case, sir, that you see continuing? And I ask because apparently, President-elect Trump has made comments, not only that he cares about competition, he alluded to that, but at the same time, he is now talking quite openly about wanting to have strong technology companies like Google in this country, and has talked about even the national security issues or just the strength of projecting strength against China, for example.
Yeah, the beauty of law enforcement is that, and I agree with Mr. Pachai on this, that these are active matters and we have deep faith in our judicial system. We bring our cases before the courts. Courts adjudicate them and reach conclusions. And in this particular case, we succeeded and we received a favorable decision from the court, and that will remain ongoing. In terms of our competitiveness abroad, I think this is a really important question. First, let me start by saying that we don't need to, our competitiveness abroad does not depend on allowing dominant companies domestically to harm smaller U.S. companies domestically. We are at our best when we are an open, competitive economy, not a planned economy. And this is a tradition that goes back in the Reagan administration. AT&T, facing a breakup, made the argument that the government shouldn't break up AT&T because a national telecommunications champion was necessary to compete against the Soviet Union. The Reagan administration rejected that argument, and I think in today's world, a competitive, open U.S. economy that allows companies of all sizes and shapes, U.S. companies, to thrive and be successful is how we maximize our competitiveness abroad.